Hello everyone and now welcome to a game between Skutt and Tak3r. This game taken from, the WC3 Reforged Silver Open Cup number 12, as we see Skutt spawning as, the yellow undead over here on the top left hand side, opening up with an Altar of Darkness, a Crypt, and it should be followed up with a Ziggurat shortly. Meanwhile, what's happening next here? Alright, over here on the bottom right, we have Tak3r spawning as the blue orc. Well, glad no one's trying to play green on a map like this. Spawning as the blue orc opening up, and that is a very far barracks being positioned out. So we see a little bit of Tak3r doing some Sim City. We'll see what the overall plan is for that particular building being so far away from home. Anyways, what is the long-term strategies are we going to be expecting here? I am expecting to see some sort of expansion attempt coming in from Skutt. Skutt should be able to easily establish this expansion over here on Terranistan, fairly well protected. Is he going to be going for the Death Knight, or is he going to be going for that Crypt Lord? Crypt Lord has become very popular as of late, as it allows undead players to go wide. We already see the Tomb of Relics is already being summoned up. We should be seeing that Scroll of Town Portal sold, a Sacrificial Skull, and a Rod of Necromancy picked up. And then, trying to clear out enough corpses on the map to summon beetles and also summon up some skeletal minions. Back on the other side of the map here, Tak3r opening up with a Shadow Hunter first. All right, Shadow Hunter first was not what I was expecting coming in from Tak3r. I was expecting Farseer, to be honest. And the fact that it is Shadow Hunter first, with coupled with the fact that there isn't a Voodoo Lounge, makes me wonder how the Shadow Hunter is going to recover his mana. Shadow Hunter is fairly common on Terranistan, but normally you see them run off to the north here to use a lightning shield creep clear rather than anything else. All right, an acolyte coming in from the side here. There is a grunt. What is going on here? Oh, purposely wandering around with the Shadow Hunter. A grunt already making its way off to the north here. Meanwhile, the Crypt Lord is actually opting to clear out some creep camps first to try and build up his army faster. What is this? This is a proxy Voodoo Lounge off to the north here. There's double Serpent Wards. Are we going to get a lightning shield? There it goes. And now clearing out a very difficult 5-3-3 or 5-4-4-3 creep camp, and that lightning shield is really racking up that damage there. All right, damage still adding in back once more. That grunt down to 126 hit points, trying to back away. One Serpent Ward not doing anything at all, as we see that Shadow Hunter, looking to finish off the remainder of those creeps here with 5 Serpent Wards. 5 Serpent Wards clearing out this creep camp pretty aggressively. What item was picked up? A Potion of Greater Healing, as we can see that one Serpent Ward being positioned in the back actually wasn't partaking in that fight very well at all, as the Shadow Hunter is going to be using 3 healing salves for all 3 of his combat units right now. All right, 3 charges, heal. Come on, there you go, heal. As the Shadow Hunter now going to make its way off to the north. Is a level 2 Shadow Hunter really going to be enough to shut down a wide army such as this? That is what we're looking at. Necropolis already coming into play, and there's the Serpent Wards already coming into position. Shadow Hunter has a Potion of Greater Healing, and Peon joining in on the fight. All right, Serpent Wards also coming down here. The Serpent Wards do not have that much hit points, as we're looking at the fighting still getting underway here. Shadow Hunter back up to full, and now trying to engage here. Grunts are in that front line spot. There's an Impale, and that Shadow Hunter could be in trouble. Healing Wave bouncing around. Serpent Wards could be placed down as well. And this is just an odd fight to begin with. Shadow Hunter quickly using that Scroll of Town Portal to head away, adding in more damage, as well as the Grunts and the Peons are all backing. Tak3r, huh? Is this 2005 or what? Old school? Yeah. I'm really interested if we're going to see a lot of towers coming in from Tak3r, as well as the Shadow Hunter now moves off to the north. All right, there is that Shadow Hunter right there. Shadow Hunter placing down some Serpent Wards. Tak3r going to go ahead and try and clear out some of the other creep camps in his neck of the woods. Renegade Wizard running off to the side here. Force Troll, Shadow Priest gonna be taking some of those healing duties back from Tak3r. Meanwhile, Skutt, very well established with his own expansion. Necropolis is there. Tech to tier 2 has not begun though, as we are already nearly at tier 2 by Tak3r. Still curious as to why this barracks is so far forward, as we are looking at a war mill, well, getting placed down as well. Shadowhunter should be able to get to level 3 pretty quickly. Shadowhunter, is he trying to pick up? Come on, pick up that Mantle of Intelligence. There we are. Gonna go ahead and pick up that Mantle of Intelligence, as the Apprentice Wizards will fall, giving level 3 to that Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter first, still rather odd creep pattern, but this Voodoo Lounge in a very forward position, well, could have some, well, positive effects as well. Let's take a look at this. Peons are being positioned off over here. The Necropolis does spot this. Tak3r should know that Blight is spottable, so are we going to be looking at a couple of towers being built further back here? We should also be going into reinforced defenses as well if Tak3r is going to be playing this tower strategy. All right. Go ahead and back up here as well. Let's take a look once more. Shadowhunter needs to get some healing salves, some clarity potions, heal back up. A Panda is already being placed down. Peons are still off over there. There was plenty of time to try and set up some towers early. Not quite sure what these peons are doing. Oh, actually a little bit low on gold. So yeah, otherwise this attack would have been delayed either way, as the Panda now going to come across here. All right, in comes the Serpent Wards. What damage is really going to be done here as Serpent Wards are being thrown down? Scroll of Town Portal already being brought back over, as the Panda now needs to back up here. Towers are there, and are we going to see a Breath of Fire? There we are, across multiple units. Shadowhunter could be in trouble. Healing Wave bouncing around, but Breath of Fire at level 1 against a really wide, thin army works out well. There goes the Impale, but it still worked out in favor of Tak3r, as Tak3r should be able to get in one more healing wave to try and stay alive. All right, Potion of Invulnerability transferred over to that Shadowhunter, and Serpent Wards are just dealing so much damage. However, Scout Spirit Towers are going to be able to shut down these towers pretty fast, as the Panda tries to get off more Breaths of Fire, and the Crypt Lord gets taken out. Even the Talisman of Evasion could not save right there, as the Shadowhunter with Clarity Potions, multiple Serpent Wards just putting pressure all across the map. Healing salves being used down, Serpent Wards poking across. These are 27 to 30 damage Serpent Wards, as you see, as the Panda going to try and finish off these Acolytes, as these Acolytes are repairing these Nerubian towers here. All right, Forest Troll, Berserker, Grunge trying to retreat back. Level 2 on the Panda. Still not enough. Is the Serpent Wards going to be enough to finish it off? There goes that Spirit Tower there, as the Pandas are going to be forced to retreat back again. Voodoo Lounge halfway done. Gonna get very close, as the Serpent Wards are now trying to go, or the Spirit Tower is going after the Serpent Wards. Focus fire onto the Forest Troll Berserker, finishing that off. Panda needs to get a little bit more damage here. Perhaps a Breath of Fire across these other units would actually work out well, as it would also hit these towers. Spirit Tower absorbing quite a bit of damage. All of the Acolytes pretty much taken down. No more Serpent Towers at all. There's that Breath of Fire. And with the Crypt Lord out of commission for so long, well, he was unable to really set up a proper defense here. Shadowhunter needs to get up some clarity potions. A new tower from Tak3r. No surprise at all if anyone knows Tak3r. Tak3r, a great guy. He's actually asked me if I could cast games with him and cast some stuff with him, but unfortunately, it's always during the day when I'm actually working on Thursdays. So, well, working people, passion projects, you have to do it whenever you can, and our schedules just don't line up. Panda, as that second hero, was a great call against that very thin army, as now we are looking at Skutt transitioning from ghouls and beetles to crypt fiends that have a little bit more hit points. Serpent Wards, Peons are still here. Watchtowers, level 4 on that Shadowhunter now, as the Death Knight with plenty of Death Coil is going to keep that Crypt Lord alive and well for quite some time. Shadowhunter still has plenty of mana, could try and back away here. More damage still getting added up, as the Grunts are going straight after those Crypt Fiends. Low hit point Grunt trying to retreat all the way back as well, and as the towers of Tak3r really just zoning his opponent out of his own position. Death Knight has no easy way to heal himself. Are we going to see a Breath of Fire? There's a last-second Death Coil to try and save a Crypt Fiend before that Death Knight ends up getting taken down. Breath of Fire could have finished it off. No, Breath of Fire going across multiple units. The other side here as another Serpent Ward gets taken down. Shadow Hunter needs one more shot to finish off this Crypt Fiend. It gets taken down as well, as this, well, tower is just going to be, or the Serpent Wards are going to finish off this base here. One Grunt still fighting away, and Skutt perhaps not expecting a game to go like this. All right, coming up with an unorthodox strategy. Skutt is in a strange spot now. He is only at Halls of the Dead when he normally could be at Tier 3. And Tak3r really has, well, this map all zoned out for his advantage. There is a Voodoo Lounge off to the north, a Grunt down to the south here, still adding up more damage again and again onto that one particular haunted gold mine. Nothing is going to really be able to make its way back over, as Tak3r does have a supply advantage. Death Knight now back out onto the field as we're looking at the units trying to retreat back once more. Goblin Shredder could easily take that front line location, but has to be very, very careful since it, well, does not get healed by the Death Knight's Death Coil. Units are all backing away once more. Haunted Gold Mine now finally destroyed. Shadow Hunter buying Clarity Potions like it's going out of style. Serpent Wards constantly being placed down as we see it impale across over 90% or over 75% of that army. I don't think there's actually 10 units for the Orc army right now. Still battling it up again. Well, Spirit Walkers are going to be added in. Spirit Link going to make it that much more difficult to finish off as the Panda gets to level 3. And now with level 2 Breath of Fire, all of a sudden that Breath of Fire slowly adding up damage onto the Obsidian statues could potentially become a problem. Level 4, level 3, almost level 5 on the Shadow Hunter, going up against a level 4, level 1. Cryptlord does have a fair amount of mana as double impale across multiple units. Force Troll Shadow Priest getting taken down, but that was just a creep. More attacking, more engaging, getting underway. Clarity Potions still need to be, well, used by the Brewmaster and that Shadow Hunter. Shadow Hunter buying, well, plenty of consumable items for this, well, very, very long push. We see a Tauren Totem and, well, Spirit Adept training. That is that we are at Tier 2. We do see a Bestiary, and I'm wondering, I don't even see a Raider yet. Is that a Raider? No, that's just another Spirit Walker. No Raiders. So Tak3r could try and transition into Raiders in just a little bit. What we could be looking at instead is Tak3r backing up and then looking for this opportunity to try and, well, level up and, well, press his hero level advantage. Brewmaster uses a Breath of Fire across multiple assassins back across here. Damage is being spread across as well as the Death Knight. Well, you have to be careful. You do not want that Death Knight to get to level 3. Currently, that hero level advantage, level 4, level 3, going up against a level 4, level 1 is pretty significant. But a level 5, level 4 going up against a level 4, level 3 Death Knight, I think I'd rather have 4-3 going up against 4-1 than 5-4 going up against 4-3. As that 400 hit point heal from that Death Knight really changes the pacing of the game. Now that the Halls of the Dead is nearly done at Necropolis, the Lich will make its presence known. I can't really tell if it's a male or female. Its presence known, his presence known, just for the sake of, in English, he could also mean, well, I don't know, gender neutral pronouns. I don't want to call it an it. An it would mean you're not a person. But all right, yeah, gender neutral pronouns. For, I don't know, I don't know how the Lich identifies himself or itself, or, all right, Zur, all right, Zur. Death Knight on its way over. Cryptlord back across here. Death Knight and the Cryptlord making its way into position, perhaps trying to clear up. He is male. All right, good to know. Good to know he is male, because I always thought that Death Knight was male until they came out with a female Death Knight as well. So, and a female Demon Hunter. Anyways, Brewmaster, Shadow Hunter, level 5, level 4, going up against a level 4 and level 3. That Death Knight is going to get very close to levels, is now at level 3. And was that level advantage really worth it? Death Knight well, not going to be able to easily heal or train up or repair that obsidian statue. Creep camps in the corner have been cleared, and Tak3r, living up to his name, placing up towers into the corner, and will have a very easily defended expansion. Panda sitting at level 4. Obsidian statues back across here. Oh, this could be very bad news. Panda could just run on in here, try and get a scroll of speed. There is a death coil quickly on that destroyer as the obsidian statue takes to the skies. Panda, well, there's a bit of devour magic there as we see an impale go across multiple units, and the undead, well, army of Skutt really coming on the line right now. Double destroyers having mana. Spirit Walker going to be in trouble. Spirit, well, ethereal form not really helping all that much as the destroyers and the Death Knight's Death Coil dealing that much damage. Book of the Dead coming in from Skutt as well, as Skutt all of a sudden has a large army going up against all of these other units here. Panda not going to be able to deal that much damage. We see level 4, level 3 Death Knight, really powerful. There's a Death Coil onto the Crypt Lord as the Death Knight still tries to back away. Shadow Hunter has True Shot Aura, but the Serpent Wards do not benefit, and the Serpent Wards really just poked apart all of those destroyers. Units all looking to back away here. The Serpent Wards with that 48 to 52 damage, really dealing a lot more damage to those destroyers than I actually thought possible. All right, very big damage indeed. The Serpent Wards with heavy armor, 200 hit points, not necessarily easy to take out at all, as one Crypt Fiend, one burrowed Crypt Fiend is left behind. One Shade still, well, one Shade still off in this position, right off over here. Death Knight. Well, Raiders, Shadowhunter now going to try and perhaps do a little bit of a chase. Are we going to see some damage come across here? Raiders, are we going to get an ensnare? Yes, ensnare onto that Crypt Lord. A follow-up ensnare should be coming up here in just a moment. There's another Death Coil. There's that follow-up ensnare as the units are just trying to change back and forth. Thank you for the follow as the Crypt Lord is trying to get away still. A second ensnare or a third ensnare should be coming in. No, timing that well. Skutt knowing that another ensnare was getting ready to come online and said, you know what, that's not going to be worth it, as the Panda, well, interestingly enough, did go for Drunken Brawler and having, well, decent damage, being able to get a 157 critical strike. We'll see what all of this adds up to in a little bit. 144, I don't know. Unless we see a level 7 Panda, I don't think we're going to see level 3 Drunken Brawler. Tak3r. Why is this peon walking all the way back here? I mean, there's a that Great Hall is already done, but this one peon apparently not getting the memo that there is a closer position that it can run back to. Shadowhunter sitting at level 5. Panda sitting at level 5. This Voodoo Lounge here. Oh, ensnares could be coming down. Death Knight going to get ensnared here as well. It is going to force an engagement. Skutt could be in a little bit of trouble here. However, it's going to be able to line up a very easy impale if the units try and chase, and that's exactly what you don't want to do if, well, that Crypt Lord is at level 2 and, well, you're just trying to chase into a single file line. All right, Serpent Wards have a range of 600. Frostworms have a range of 300. They will actually be taking quite a bit of damage from a Serpent Ward before they themselves are able to take down that Serpent Ward. Interestingly enough, though, the Frostworms, with the damage bonus, are they able to one-shot a Serpent Ward? They might be able to, because or they're not even bothering to attack it, just trying to move around and get in a position here. All right. Panda sitting at level 5, Healthstone, Gloves of Haste, Scroll of Speed, Shadowhunter getting up more mana, and here we are into a nice battle as there's a Wand of Illusion on multiple Frostworms. All right, Devour Magic trying to remove that, well, very nice, useful debuff. Are how many units going to get caught in open field as that slow catching a Grunt and a Headhunter, losing 5 supply right there. Tak3r now, I believe, for the first time in a long time, losing the overall supply count ever so barely. Coming back through here, units are going to continue to fight their way and will fight their way through. We're looking at the Frostworms making their way all the way down south here. Are we going to see a couple of Troll Bat Riders? There we are, trying to suicide, and I think it actually suicided onto an illusion, so the majority of the damage going onto an illusion instead of the actual unit. There are a couple of ensnares as well, but I don't believe Tak3r realizes what's going on. Tak3r, Breath of Fire across multiple units there, as one illusion already taken down. Deathwell saving up some units. Brewmaster trying to fight their way through. Impale across more units again. Shadowhunter in the back. Serpent Wards being placed down. Are they going to be able to poke apart as well as the Troll Bat Riders are looking to suicide again? Deathwell onto the Shadowhunter. Shadowhunter does have a scroll of healing, down to 96 supply, down to dead. Level 5 on the Crypt Lord, level 4 on the Death Knight, as the units are retreating back. Serpent Wards, Breath of Fire gets the Obsidian Statue. Going to try and finish off a Destroyer. Destroyer is going to get taken down as well, as the Raiders may be able to get off another Ensnare. Crypt Lord in a massive retreat. Skutt not wanting to burn the Scroll of Town Portal, but may be forced to as well, as damage is adding up. Raider going to be down to dead as well, as another Icy Blast hits them. All right, damage slowly adding up once again. All of the Raiders are getting focused fired very, very quickly, as the Crypt Lord is down to 210 hit points and trying to escape. All right, more Impales coming across as well, as another unit, another Headhunter getting taken down there. More fighting. Breath of Fire coming back across. Frostworm, multiple low hit point Frostworms in the air. They are going to be trying to hide themselves in the corner. No Troll Bat Riders, surprisingly, as a Goblin Zeppelin, well, is right here. All right, Frostworms, damage. Are we going to see any damage onto any of those units? No, we are not, as they are all able to back away. All right, Tak3r is the one with the expansion. Meanwhile, Tak3r setting up his towers once more, going into the corners and making it difficult for the follow-up expansion. If Skutt takes this expansion here, well, Tak3r will already have taken this top right and this man perhaps have a well-established bottom left expansion too. Panda sitting at 5.5. Shadowhunter sitting at dead, waiting to get resurrected. Yep, no, is it? Where is it? It's not getting resurrected yet? All right. Not full saturation on this gold mine either. There's only 3 peons in this gold mine to the bottom right here. No resurrection on that Shadowhunter. I wonder if Tak3r realizes this particular problem of not having his level 5 Shadowhunter out in the battlefield. An Acolyte also making its way off over here to the bottom left as well. Things could get rather dicey here in just a moment, as a solo Brewmaster not going to be able to go up against a level 5 Crypt Lord and a level 4 Death Knight. That just does not bode well. All right, Acolyte off over here. It's going to try and fight against this, making sure that there is no expansion. Is the Acolyte going to get taken down? Yes, it does. Meanwhile, Frostworms, Death Knight, and Crypt Lord. 3 Frostworms in the air once more. Panda is here. There's that Goblin Zeppelin selling some, dropping some items here. Are we going to hire at the tavern and pick up the Health Stone and the Lesser Clarity Potion? I think that is going to be the case. Meanwhile, what is going on here? Where is the Shadowhunter? Still waiting for that last bit of gold. There it is, finally back out onto the field. Shadowhunter going to be picking up some of those items there. Going to go ahead and use that healing salve, and now once more on the move. Shadowhunter has a lot of work to do. Meanwhile, the main base here, Peon should be jumping inside those burrows. Burrows are plentiful, and with that fortified armor, able to attack back against those obsidian statues pretty easily. Shade is keeping track of Tak3r's army here, as the 3 Frostworms with no front line. That could be a potential problem. No units on the ground whatsoever. Raiders are going to be able to ensnare pretty quickly, as well as the Shadowhunter is slowly generating more and more mana still. All right, no, Clarity Potion has already come to an end. Needs to get more Clarity Potions, but no shop nearby. Panda at 5, Shadowhunter at 5, Crypt Lord in position here, taking a little bit of poke damage right there. And what is going to be the long-term strategy? Potion of Invulnerability on the Death Knight. And we did not see the Lich actually join play. Orb of Corruption on the Crypt Lord instead, as we're going into a battle here. All right, Berserker upgrade now trying to get added in. Ensnare, no Ensnare, nope. Ensnare onto an Obsidian Statue, but that really is not going to add up to much. Breath of Fire not hitting, barely hitting any targets at all, as the Serpent Wards are trying to create some sort of zoning effect here. Berserker upgrades coming online here in just a moment. Yep, there you go. Berserker upgrades getting a little bit stronger. 100 additional hit points. Impale coming across, hitting multiple units as one raider gets taken down quickly. Kodo Beast trying to back away as Serpent Wards are here. There is a Carrion Beetle in the belly of the Kodo as another Impale. Beautiful Impale by Skutt to really shut things down here. More damage getting added in 52 supply compared to 55 as we're looking at the Panda trying to breath of fire across multiple units again. Goblin Zeppelin low on hit points, but that is just focusing some of the damage away. Death Knight down to 189 hit points. Potion of Invulnerability, however, going to make it very difficult for him to get taken out as the Shadow Hunter trying to get away as well. 52 supply compared to 48. Skutt is trying to retreat now. What is happening? Raiders, are they going to be able to get off any ensnares? Death Knight trying to move. And what was that weird double back for a second as we see an Impale now go down once more. All right, Serpent Wards being placed down. What is happening here? A Scroll of Speed, a Hex, something of that nature would have been extremely useful as the Raiders are trying to catch back up. Death Knight with that Unholy Aura able to move on back home. Skutt is still mining off this base here. No mining over here on the bottom left as the Shadow Hunter is continuing to poke down a little bit of damage. There you go, that Raider able to ensnare the Obsidian statue. However, a transformation into a Destroyer quickly changing of that unit there. 57 supply compared to 53. Army sizes are about the same. Serpent Wards placed all across the map, but really not benefiting Tak3r all that much as that Shadow Hunter is now out of mana. Panda does have an Orb of Lightning, giving him that precious air attack as well. Are we just going to see Skutt's, expansion get pressured? And that would actually be a very strong play here. Trying to put pressure and at any point where you're trying to get gold, as we see an ensnare now go down. All right, Panda is up in that front line spot. Breath of Fire across multiple units. Grunt gets taken down. Death Coil saving up that Crippler as Mud Golems joining in on the fight as well. Berserkers adding in that damage. Serpent Wards trying to fight back against all of these units as Tak3r being forced or getting stunned once more. Gonna go ahead and retreat back. Perhaps some more healing salves across all of these units as the Brewmaster can easily finish off this gold mine here. Is it going to give level 6 to that Brewmaster? A couple bits of experience is all that is needed left as the Serpent Wards are being left hung to dry. Left being hung out to dry here as they're just easily all cleaned up. All right, building's gonna get lost here. Shadow, or where is that Panda? Panda sitting at level 5 here. Did get a little bit more experience, but not enough. Panda gonna try and engage here. We're gonna see a Breath of Fire. There's a Potion of Mana. We're gonna see another Impale coming across, impaling much of that center line body. Again, Potion of Lesser Invulnerability on that Panda as well, as we see a Purge onto some of those units. And the Brewmaster about to get to level 6 here. There's that Breath of Fire. Use Breath of Fire before turning into Earth Storm and Fire, and now perhaps regretting that use of 70 mana. There goes another Frostworm again, trying to re-get some more mana down to 110, needing just a little bit more. Gonna continue that push, but Tak3r with ultimate abilities on the Panda and level 3 Healing Wave, level 3 Serpent Wards on that Shadow Hunter. Criplord very close to level 6, gets off another Impale. Death Coil finishes off another Raider as well. Death Knight gets up to level 5. And, well, we've seen in the past all the Undead Army needs really is heroes, Obsidian statues, and Destroyers. And sometimes that is enough to carry the game. And that seems to be the case right now. All right, Shade gonna force a fight. We're gonna force an engagement here. There's another Breath of Fire, not really using Earthstorm and Fire, which would have been perfect in that spot to try and cyclone or get a little bit more range units. Again, using that taunt, force a fight there. But then again, a Tak3r probably saying, you know what? I don't need to force a fight anywhere. You need to fight me. I have a base. You do not. And every minute that this game goes on, I am just going to continue to pull 600 gold ahead. All right. Tak3r in position here. Clarity Potion being used. Healing Salves being used once more. Oh, the Obsidian statues were just ripe for Breath of Fire along that backside. Breath of Fire could have been easy to push off right there. Gonna go ahead and finish off those Obsidian statues. Locust Swarm now being used, but probably too little, too late of an ability, as we're seeing the Locust Swarm going to perhaps finish off a Grunt right there. Locust Swarm trying to chase after that Grunt, and it finally gets taken down. What a horrible way to go, getting eaten by Locust, as we're seeing more damage get added up. 43 supply compared to 32. Goblin Zeppelin trying to back away. Peons joining in on the fight as well. Earthstorm and Fire finally coming online. There's a little bit of a taunt as well, as we should be looking at well, some sort of cyclone. There you go. There's the cyclone onto the Crypt Lord. And now with that there, the Crypt Lord having no easy way out may end up getting taken down. We still have Fire going to get into harm's way as well, getting in a little bit more damage. You're going to see all of that damage add back up as the Fire is about to come to an end. Storm could have wind walked, perhaps added in more damage still. And somehow Tak3r only has a 15 supply lead, even though his opponent is not mining any gold for the past like 3 minutes. Goblin Shredders, Ghouls making their way out. A new Great Hall getting added in. Tak3r finally taking his natural expansion, as this gold mine over here on the top right, well, still has plenty of gold to go. Goblin Zeppelin for the repair. 1 watchtower, and that is it. This Great Hall also needing, what, about another 300 hit points to be completed. Ghouls and Goblin Shredder may be enough to finish off this base here, as a Peon now makes its way back out. All right, where is the Undead going? Undead, well, staying close to home here, trying to protect this expansion, as this one Great Hall about to get taken out. All right, are we going to perhaps see some repairs on this Great Hall? A little bit of Peons need to make their way over. Great Hall is going to be able to be repaired enough, as the Ghoul is taking a little bit of damage here. One Ghoul will get taken down. Peon's going to try and repair. Are they going to be able to There's the repair getting underway, as the Peons are now going to try and get to work. Perhaps a couple of ensnares as well, as 2 Ghouls will get lost here. And if Tak3r had lost this expansion, it would have given Skutt perhaps a little bit of a fighting chance to get back in. But with Tak3r reestablishing this base here, the economic advantage is just going to be far too much. 47 supply compared to 25. Acolytes trying to mine from this gold mine here. And Tak3r, well, opening up with a Shadow Hunter proxy Voodoo Lounge Lightning Shield on a, what, 5-4-4-3 creep camp, and then being able to use Serpent Wards and a Panda to finish off the expansion with a quick tech to tier 2. Tak3r opening up this game in an unorthodox manner, and, well, completely catching Skutt off guard. All right, Goblin Zeppelin looking to retreat back here. Raiders are coming in, able to get off a couple of ensnares here. Locust Swarm could be online again. This is perhaps the bad news here, as a Crypt Lord is pretty much full on hit points and on mana. Brewmaster has access to Earthstorm and Fire in 1 second. Here we are, here we go. There's a Breath of Fire across multiple units. There's an Impale. Are we going to see Locust Swarm be used here? Trying to finish off that Goblin Zeppelin, as the Crypt Lord should really be using Locust Swarm. There you are, adding in that damage now. Earthstorm and Fire also being used. Death Knight trying to wander back here. Obsidian Statues. There goes another Impale. 44 supply compared to 32. Where is this battle going? Forcing a fight right here. There goes a Cyclone. There goes another Kodo Beast. And is Tak3r going to actually fall here? That is the question. Acolytes are still mining Death Knight, fighting still, as the Shadow Hunter, while dropping down Serpent Wards all over the place to try and finish off units. Locust Swarm of the Crypt Lord, and, well, getting in a lot of damage, but now finally coming to an end here, as another Impale, just beautiful Impale after beautiful Impale, as the Death Knight gonna try and perhaps get another Death Coil off to save that Crypt Lord. Crypt Lord down to 1100 hit points. Death Knight still has two Death Coils in him, or 1 Death Coil, and maybe enough after enough cooldown, as Purge now coming across from that Brewmaster. Damage is adding slowly but surely. There goes another Death Coil here. Crypt Lord down to 800 hit points. Death Knight has maybe one more has one more Death Coil in him, as you are looking at the Frostworm and actually adding in a little bit of damage as well. Death Knight now getting into a little bit of trouble. Death Knight now trying to get back onto that Blight as well, as a Frostworm gets taken out. All right, Skutt, never to be counted out, was able to force a fight, and force a good one, even though he was down on supply. Triple Serpent Wards here. Death Knight not going to level up, but still, well, a very close matchup here. If a Lich perhaps was added in here, giving, well, I don't know how much experience would have been added overall. There goes another Impale across multiple units. The Crypt Lord has potions of mana. New Obsidian statues need to be trained up. The army is still rather small. Only 2 Acolytes mining off over here, so it's not a full economy either, as the Death Knight could be in trouble still. So far, though, perhaps some Scrolls of Healing. Scroll of Town Portal quickly sold. Scroll of Healing picked up instead. There goes an Impale as the units are just taking damage in that back line over and over. There goes a long-distance Death Coil. 300 hit points lost in an instant, but would it have been better for well, a heal instead? There goes another major Impale, and the Crypt Lord's damage is just so high. Death Knight now trying to retreat back here. Crypt Lord pretty much out of mana. Needs to buy another potion of mana if it has the gold. Gonna be mining still very slowly. Obsidian statue hiding in the back as well. Panda, Breath of Fire, perhaps gonna finally finish off these units. Death Knight does have another Death Coil in the tank for that Crypt Lord. Should really be going for it now. There's that Death Coil again after an Impale, but this should be coming to an end. Crypt Lord trying to retreat back here, fighting behind all of these Ziggurats once more. Obsidian statue even backed up into a corner. Skutt not giving up, but I believe we can see the writing on the wall as the units are trying to make their way back out and ensnare onto a fleeing Crypt Lord. Death Knight does it have enough for a Death Coil? At level 6 now should have enough for a Death Coil to try and save. Is it going to go for that Death Coil? There it goes. There's that Death Coil. There's the Impale as the units are retreating back again. Death Knight down to 140 hit points. Good game, well played. Good luck for the rest as Skutt loses to Tak3r after Tak3r, well, really living up to his name of Tower Taker. I think Tower Taker, right? Really living up to his name, enjoying the use of those towers, being able to just establish up those bases and play an unorthodox opening. Tak3r with that unorthodox opening, catching Skutt off guard. Skutt not quite sure how to approach that particular opening, and I thought Skutt had a very strong fighting chance when we saw those Frostworms and those Frostworm illusions. Even though the resource score was, well, a 7,000 gold difference in terms of gold mined, the overall game was actually very close. Hero score, Tak3r did head in the end, with both level 6 heroes getting very close to level 7. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.